is Daniela. We're from Entertainment Monthly.
Great, nice to meet you.
Is it exciting to see yourself on screen?
Oh man, it's so exciting. I can't wait to, I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't?
This is my, yeah. I'm right with you guys.
They keep you guys in the dark like that?
Well, they kept me in the dark.
So I know that you're also a writer and a filmmaker, which is amazing.
Yeah.
What would you say to aspiring artists, actors, filmmakers?
Thank you for asking that. My advice is to do it. Go and do it. If you want to be a filmmaker, don't wait to get through film school. Go home and make your movie and plan it and figure out how to do it. You will learn so much there.
Thank you so much. That's so great to hear from someone who's in the business. And this is a fangirl question, of course. How is it like working with big names like Johnny Depp and Armie Hammer?
I was kind of nervous at first, but Armie was so friendly and generous that the nerves they kind of go away pretty quickly. They're just artists too, and we were able to sort of connect on that way.
Are you working at the moment? Or?
Yeah, I am working on a few projects coming up, so I'm pretty excited.
Can you tell us about what's coming out?
Well, next year should be released a movie called Of Light and Darkness, starring Michael Welch from the Twilight Sagas and Johnny Picard, and he's from Make It or Break It, and a few other actors and stuff like that. I play a vampire in it, so it's going to be pretty awesome.
Well, vampires are really trendy right now, so.
And then we're in pre-production for a movie called Significance with Jeremy Suttner from Peter Pan.
Wow, okay.
2003 Peter Pan.
How do you feel about tonight's premiere? I am so excited. I've never even seen a preview for this movie, so I'm planning on being completely surprised. I'm excited about that. Yeah? What are you dressed in? Who are you wearing? My mom dressed me today. No, this is actually Zara from I Bought It This Morning. Very nice. I love Zara.
I've been waiting years to wear this, and I finally got to wear it for the first time.
The original.
This is Clayton Moore. It's the original right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it still holds.
So are you excited?
I'm extremely excited. I've been working on this movie for a long time. And being from Wichita Falls, Texas, where the movie is set in that area, the heart of Comanche territory, especially the Comanche part.
So there are obviously a lot of parallels between this and Pirates of the Caribbean, which you also oversaw a lot of production for. You've got Johnny Depp doing his thing, and a lot of big actors. What about this story differentiates it from everything else?
Well, first and second, it's set in the Old West. There's no boats, there's no ships, there's no pirates. It's actually very, very different. The Depp character, if anything, he's funny and he's witty and unexpected. He's completely different from Jackson. There's nothing similar about him. And the stories are completely the original. We use a lot of the original ideas from the radio series in our story. So we've sort of repurposed them, repackaged them, do them in different ways, but there's a lot from the original radio series.
How are you feeling about seeing the Lone Ranger on screen?
I am so excited about seeing the Lone Ranger on screen.
Has the hype sort of just gotten you pumped for it? Or?
Oh yeah. I've been watching. I've been looking at websites, and they're always like, "This happened and this happened on set," and so I'm like, "I can't wait." And then I got invited to this. So.
How do you feel about Johnny Depp falling off his horse? During
it's sad. I saw that. It was really, really sad. But then he was. I would have just sat there crying and crying and crying, going, "Pick someone else to do it."
So, Variety actually called you the teenage comedian, on the fast track. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that was one of my first big things. So it was mind-boggling that people could think of me in that vein. But I'm loving it, and hopefully I've hit the end of my fast track. Not hit the end, but hopefully yes.
Well, hopefully this will be the first of many red carpets to come.
Yeah.
Do you have any other projects coming up?
Yeah, I'm actually currently filming the first season of my new show, Liv and Maddie, on Disney Channel.
That's so great. Can you give us a summary? Or?
Yeah. It's about two twins, Liv and Maddie, both played by Dove Cameron, and Liv has actually lived in Hollywood for 4 years, and so she decides to come back and visit her family in Wisconsin, and realizes that being a regular Wisconsinite high schooler isn't as easy as she previously thought. Hilarity ensues when I get into weird situations.
I mean Disney Channel comedy.
Oh, it's classic. Just classic.
Coming from a screenwriting background, from something as amazing as Revolutionary Road, how does it feel to be working on a big action flick like this?
Well, I'm glad to say that. I wasn't the obvious choice, clearly, to go from that movie to this. But I think that's what they wanted. They wanted to try something, a different take. And when I first heard about the project and heard that it was Gore Verbinski doing it and Johnny Depp playing Tonto, I knew it was going to be a chance to do a different kind of big movie. It's a huge piece of fun, and I love these movies, so I was like, a huge toy box. But I also knew we could do something interesting and singular with it.
Right. I know that you're working on Snitch.
That came out recently, yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about it?
There was a film that came out, I think, a couple months ago with Dwayne Johnson, and it was a film that's about the mandatory drug minimum laws, which are it's a travesty of justice that I was very moved by.
So you're using a little bit of your new action knowledge working with someone like Gore Verbinski and translating it?
There was. It was a more dramatic piece, but not more dramatic actually, because this has some real drama to it, and that's kind of Gore's genius, is that no one directs action like him, and he's a director who taught me a valuable lesson that character doesn't end in an action scene. Every piece of action should be governed by character. But he also directed some incredibly intimate dramatic scenes in this movie with as much care and as much talent as he brings to those scenes.
So, are you going to say maybe that your next project would be going back to your sort of artisan, in-depth, very intimate pieces, or are you liking the action genre? Do you want to stick around?
Well, I never want to do the same thing twice, and I know I will never leave. I come from writing novels and those kinds of dramas, and that's a passion, and I will continue to do it. But also, if I can find something unique in these big movies, it's great fun.
Are you excited to see The Lone Ranger on screen?
Mildly.
Mildly.
Yes, I am.
Oh my gosh, you gave me a heart attack there.
It's ridiculous. I'm actually I'm hanging out here with you guys just until he passes.
Oh, right.
I may faint. And it's not because of the heat. Because other people, they've been out here since 8. It would be kind of silly if I just showed up to faint.
We're hearing that this is a super long red carpet walk.
This is ridiculous.
Oh.
Yeah. This is more exercise than I've ever done in my life.
Well, it doesn't show. I mean, you look very well dressed.
I was 350 pounds when I stepped off the shuttle.
God.
And this is all that's
That's
left.
what Disneyland does to you, I guess.
It's magic. It's magic.
So, you're on Parenthood.
Yes.
You've been on Parenthood since 2009. What can you tell us about where your character's going in the next couple of seasons?
I'm happy I still have a job. That's number one. And that the show has got a really big season ahead of it.
I've also heard that you're working on a Spike Jonze movie called Her.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's a wild, bizarre movie. That's all I can say. It's Joaquin Phoenix, which adds to the level.
Yeah, there's a little mystique there.
Yes, truly. And, we shot up at Spike Jonze' home, and
wow.
It's a very surreal experience, but it's one of the things that in my career I'm most excited about. It's one of the directors I've often, hoped to work with. So.
As someone coming from a huge action background with something like District 9, which I would say that the world has never seen anything like it.
All right, I love you already. Yes. Give us more time with her, please.
How would you say you're looking forward to something big and a Gore Verbinski pincher like The Lone Ranger?
What I love about Gore's movies is the kind of characterization that he does. So that's what I'm, super excited about to see here. Like Johnny does it in Pirates, and a lot of other actors do it in Pirates too. The characters are amazing, like in that film. Even like Gore's animated piece, there's an incredible amount of characterization, which is something that I really love.
Speaking of characterization, you've got Elysium coming out,
yes.
And all of the trailers have you suiting up and looking absolutely badass. So can you tell us anything about that, your character that you play?
Well, I don't really want to, because the trailer kind of gave everything else away, but they didn't give away anything about Kruger, and I'm quite pleased about that. Like, you don't, yeah, exactly. It's like you don't really know anything about him, you don't see much about him, you see him kind of suiting up, so what? Lots of guys suit up, Is anything else interesting going to happen? Maybe we got a surprise or two for you.
So how does it feel to be walking the red carpet here in Disney's California Adventure?
It's amazing. Never kind of dreamt I'd be doing something like this, but it's amazing. Excitement from everybody, and seeing all the different stars, and people screaming at a fake Johnny Depp down here. It's pretty amazing.
Are you excited to see the movie tonight?
Hell yes. I'm super stoked. Everything about it. The red carpet is awesome. Sorry. I want to give you a proper interview.
Thank you.
The red carpet was the coolest red carpet I've ever done. We're in Disneyland. I'm a huge fan of Johnny Depp. and this movie is just going to be badass. So I'm super stoked.
What's the
And
point
if
of
I could get
that?
a really quick question about Teen Wolf.
Hell yeah.
So people are calling it the best and most confusing season so far
Oh,
with
yeah.
your weird morphing twin out.
That's right.
What can you tell us about what's coming up?
A lot of emotional stuff. Scott kind of breaks down a couple times, and you kind of see some tears flow, and it might make you cry.
That's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it is, and there was people crying on set when we were doing it, and it was just, yeah, it's gonna be a really good emotional season, but that kind of helps Scott grow into a man, and some really cool stuff happens with it, stuff I can't give away. Sorry.
So I know that you've been on Workaholics. I know that you were at WonderCon a couple of months ago. What else can you say is coming up for you?
There's a show called The X's on TV Land, and it's a sitcom, and I'm on an episode of it, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever done. I've never done a sitcom. It's from a live studio audience, and one of the coolest things I've ever done by far, and I absolutely loved it. I had the best time. I worked with Donald Faison, Kristen Johnston, Wayne Knight, and I'm huge fans of all of them. I grew up watching every single one of their shows, Third Rock from the Sun, Seinfeld, and Scrubs, and Donald Faison gave me the best compliments of my life. It was the coolest thing in the world. It made me so happy and so thankful, and I'm so stoked.
Well, I mean, if you've got the Turk seal of approval, that's all.
Exactly.
So I'm assuming you're excited about Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger is, I think, a must-see film for the sheer filmmaking of it alone. The degree of difficulty of what was shot, there's nothing else like it. There may never be anything like it.
Wow, that's interesting. Do you want to explain a little bit more about the difficulty of it? Like, was it like camera-wise, getting the angles, or getting anything in particular that stood out?
Well, it's all Gore Verbinski. He's such a perfectionist. He's such a visual stylist, and he's willing to endure anything to get the shot that's right for the movie. Of course, whether it's weather or scheduling or. I mean, they're like throwing train cars around, like it's just, you look at nobody would do that, and they did.